All right, everybody. With the first round of the CPTS wrapping up, I just wanted to do a quick little video recap of what's going on. We still have about 12 more hours, I'm going to say, approximately. I always forget what the time zones are that we uh, stop these ones in. I think we were going by Pacific time this year to make it easier for our Euro friends to have an interesting time to get their things done, so that it's not like in the middle of the night for them, so it's in the morning, which is better or worse, depending. But so this is our but this we still have time for another uh, four more matches. Although I believe Arcana no, five more matches. Oh, we got a lot of matches to report here. But we have at least half of the games have been done here, so just thought I'd see um, what is going on here, and then we can see who wins in these upcoming matches here. So yeah, let's talk about the upcoming matches. We got Shane, our boy Shane from Command Point, going against the Colonel 40K. I'm not familiar with the Colonel 40K. The problem with things like challenge and all these things is that everybody's got different usernames across different platforms, so you never know who, it's like, oh, it's you. Okay, yeah. I've met you in person. I didn't know this was your handle. But that's what we have here. So Shane is going to be playing, uh, I believe he's playing let's bring that one over here. Shane is doing his Hyrotech Circle, and the Colonel is playing Inquisitorial Agent, so that's going to be a rough match when that gets reported. I'm thinking that one's going to be because Shane's real good with his Hyrotech, but Inquisitorial Agents have exactly what they need to shut that down. So that could go 50-50, but the people have voted, and the people are saying that Shane is going to be the winner on that one. We have some guy in Jersey and Modala. I do not know either of these gentlemen or ladies or non-binary fellows. Um, but we got the Orc Commandos versus Modala has not submitted their roster to me, so I do not know what they're playing. Uh, so Modala, if you're watching, get it in, right? So I cannot say, although, by virtue of the fact that it's Orc Commandos, they gave it to some guy in Jersey. Um, and then we have, yeah, Arcana unfortunately messaged me this morning saying he was going to drop. So, yeah, that was my vote right there. So I've gotten at least one right so far. We have Tick Lord, also known as Flapjack, also known as, oh man, he's had a couple other names. He was one of our Latin American players who's, I believe he's in the States right now studying, but he's one of our Southern brothers here. Um, and so he still has to play. I believe he is playing the Hearthkin Salvagers. Yes, he's playing the Hearthkin Salvagers against J Fay's Intercession, if I remember right. J Fay is running Intercession. Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting one here. Let's see what chapter tactics J Fay is running. If he's, let's see, accurate, and mobile. Hmm, that might do something into those. That might be the counter to them because those mortal wounds. It doesn't matter; they make their saves. So I was giving it to Ticklord because I faced up against him a few times, but we'll see if he's got what it takes. Uh, then we got Devious Brute and Micromancer. I've faced up against Devious Brute a few times in these before. Definitely a good player. I think I've beat him maybe once in the past couple of CPTSs. But most of the time he's come swinging for me. I've not gotten a I've not had a good time. He's playing Warp Coven though, so he he's definitely a people's champion here. Uh, doing what repping the factions who need the love, and so we got to applaud him for that. Bravo, Devious. And he's going into CPTS fan favorites from last edition, Micromancer. Um, Micromancer, who has been a CPTS champion, and has is one of the guys who taught me how to play the game. He is running. Where are we? The Blooded. So that's going to be an interesting one there. So the Blooded into Warp Coven. I Now obviously I gave it to Micromancer because he's the one who taught me how to play. But um, the Warp Coven, the lack of dashes there, and the predominance of blast on their team is going to be a big hurdle for them. So I do think that Micromancer's got his work cut out for him, but we'll see what's going on. Now let's take a look at the matches that have won, that have been played. So we can take a look at Zach DW and Rayetti. So Rayetti, I know, was running the Felgor Ravagers, and Zach was doing Novitiates. So that's interesting that the Novitiates managed to take out the Felgor Ravagers. I mean, I guess the Flamers, the extended range on those Flamers with that burning advance, could really do that. And I forget, but no, I think they still only get a 1 inch torrent. But that might do some things, getting that charge up and then just getting past the concealment range, and just being by having that 9 inch. Well, that would be what they gotta get within two. So that's an 11 inch threat range compared to their the Felgor's. Uh, that would be yeah, I think it's a 9 inch charge range. They might have one that gives them an extra +1, but still they outrange them. So that might be all that it takes uh, to get into some key models there. And then, you know, feel no pains are all well and good until you get those, mortal wound tokens on you. So, but it was a very close game right there. I didn't get a chance to. I don't know if that one was streamed or not, but I didn't get a chance to watch it. Um, then we have Sensor Lock versus Fatty P. Mr. Kanye did something wrong. Mr. Several different names across all the things here. I have not gotten his roster in yet. I believe somebody told me what it was, but I have not. I don't know what it was. But Sensor is playing Chaos Cults here. Um, so let's see here. Sensor, I believe, is Chaos Cults. Yeah. So cults are going to cult. But still another close game here. We have our only tie match here. We got Polly playing Plying Tugboat. Plying Tugboat, I don't believe I know him very well, also known as Snowman. Oh yeah, he sent me, I've spoken with him, but I've not, I don't think I've played against him very much. Doing Vet Guard into, I believe it was Void Dancers. So that's an interesting one to tie. High score, high score. Mask Master, who, was our resident DK Deathcore Krieg player, who has become our resident, who then became our resident Blooded player, who became our resident Inquisitorial Agent player, was coming into Brown Librarian, who was running the Farstalker kin band. And so that's an interesting one, that the Farstalkers managed to get that first lead there. I wonder what happened in that game. Like I said, some guy in Jersey and Modala haven't gone. Benarama and the Elite one. Benarama running Hunter Clade, so we know they're good. They're doing real good right now. This was an open map, so that does give them a lot more advantage there. And the Elite one was running the Phobos Strike team, so that is a hard matchup for Phobos. I'm not going to lie. So the fact that he's only 3 points down, versus a max score, that's that's a good one for him. And that's just a rough matchup when they get those rust stalkers in there because you do not the only way to take them out is a to really take them out is to have your Reavers go into them and with the stealth assault and get 2 crits, which is not guaranteed on 5 dice. Um, so you're gonna you're gonna take like 6 back, and that's half your health right there. And you can only do that once, right? So yeah, that's a rough matchup there. Although, well, no, they also have the non-reciprocal shooting. So yeah, the map. It's all going to depend on how it was laid out, but we're on the Nachman maps with the smoke vents, and so it's real easy to get caught out on those. I know I got caught out a few times. Caspian and Zero Cool. Caspian was running the Corsair Voids Guard, so he was our one Corsair player who won, and then Zero Cool was running the Corsair Voids Guard, and he was our one. So it was a mirror match, and so it's perfectly balanced. That's the way these are supposed to go, right? Then we had Sawyer versus me. I recorded my game. Now, I did get so the audio was cut off for the first half, but I did get it for the second half, which is where things got real fun. Um, Sawyer was rolling hot. I hadn't played against Chaos Demons since like Compendium, and he did the interesting thing. He's got no plague bearers. I was prepping for plague bearers and bloodletters, but he brought pinks of all things. Um, so that's an interesting choice. And I hadn't fought against them when they can get their shooting upgraded to 4/5 3 ups. Um, Now if I'd been playing intercession into it, I think I would have had a better time. Um, One, because of a better blast weapon, and two, because of the durable would have been reducing those crits from 4s to 5s. And so that might have done something for me if I had gone intercession into them. So and I was playing Strike Force Justinian, um, and so in this matchup, I think they are worse, and so I think SJF is or SFJ is worse into hordes, especially mixed hordes like this. Um, that seems to be a very big weakness for them. Um, so we'll see how that goes throughout the tournament. We'll go from there. The Bravados was running the Hand of the Archon, and he was going into Mormagil or yeah, Mormagil. I don't know, whatever. We're making up names. Who had Orc Commandos, and so wouldn't you know it, Orc Commandos won. Um, so we got that one there. Tomas, I believe, was running the Hand of the Archon, right? Yeah. Um, and so he was running Hand of the Archon. Another hand player, right? Um, and so he did win against House GG, who was running the Void Dancer troop. So that's an interesting one that he came out on top there. I wonder. I'm curious to see how that one went. Voradors, um, Voradors. Not sure how Voradors. Depending on where you're from. Voradors is a fun one. Yeah. Um, Depending on if he's from the Mason-Dixon line, that sounds like that might be the right pronunciation for that. But Voradors is probably how I read it the first time. Or Commandos 1. Into Sergeant Joe, who was playing the Phobos Strike Team. And so it looks like he did get caught out. I'm not. I didn't watch that one, but I'd had to guess on that one. He probably got caught out by a dynamite bomb squig play right there, because that will mess you up. I think the Phobos do have the tools to make things happen into or commandos, but they are a tricky team. And then we have Matt Hole, Matt H, longtime player, longtime caller. He was running the Chaos Cultist, so yeah, versus Sir Chastafel, who was running Legionary. And from what I hear, Legionary has some of the better chances into cults, um, especially now that the feel no pains have been reduced. They do have a. I wonder if he what he brought. I wonder if he brought the missile launcher as a heavy. Um, Matt, if you're listening, let me know, um, and we can see what how that did. Um, or I'm sorry, if Sir Chastafel brought the missile launcher into it. Um, but yeah, let me know. Actually, let's go ahead and see what I forget what marks he was running. I think he was running some interesting marks. Let me see here. Oh yeah, he was only running um, Nurgle. So yeah, that's probably gonna hurt him right there. Uh, so yeah, pure Nurgle on that one. And then I just closed the thing that I shouldn't have. Oh, good, I didn't. Okay. Then we had Matchstick Man, who was running the Hearthkin Salvagers, versus Guam Rail, who was running Hand of the Archon. So far we've seen Hand of the Archon, I believe, is uh, where are we at? Hand. Yeah, has 2 wins. Chaos Cultists have 2 wins. Or Commandos have 2 wins. So they are pulling ahead in a quick lead here. Um, the Phobo Strike team has been struggling the most here, but we don't have a lot of repeats. I mean, if you look at this, we got a very very wide spread of um, of players here, and this is both across EU and the Americas, and we are seeing that we are seeing a lot of these now. I can't speak to the uh, to the EU side because I have not been following theirs, and I'm not as familiar with a lot of these players. But I can, this is what I can speak to. So it's shaping up to be an interesting one. We'll see what's going to happen next round um, after we get the buys awarded and things like that. Let's see. I'm probably going to be facing up into probably Phobos or maybe Legionary. Looking at the way looking at the way the matches will probably be there. So that'll be an interesting one for me. That we'll see how that works out. But it looks like it's probably going to be cults into cults, or maybe cults into commandos coming up here for the top matches. Although we still got a few matches to be done here, so Ticklord might come out swinging with his Hearthkin. Um, Micromancer could get the blooded up, and Shane with a Hyrotech. So you never know what we're going to see at the top table here for round two. But let's see what happens here in about 12 hours, right, everybody? All right. So until next time, hasta la pasta.